when someone dies much too young, we look back at their career or life and say, he made a mark. Now, this guy, one of the better defensive forwards of his generation, ended up being drafted very high by the Rangers in the 1969 NHL Amateur Draft, 23rd overall. Big drink of water, 6 foot 178. Now, Bert Wilson, first came to Major Province with London of the OHA, second season with them at 69, 32 points in 54 games with a hard scrabble, 160 minutes and penalties. He was also a member of the London Nationals team that was renamed the London Knights in 68. Now born October 17th, 1949 in Orangeville, Ontario. He grew up in Shelburne and was made the Hall of Fame after his career was over. Unfortunately, he passed away of stomach cancer on February 28, 1992 at the young age of 43, but before he passed, he left a great career in hockey. Now, he played in the minors for a number of years before he made it to the Rangers. Now, he played with the Omaha Knights in 1970 and the Buffalo Bisons in the playoffs of that year. Played in Omaha for 71 season, 28 points in 69 games. Then 3 successful seasons with the Providence Reds, where he put up 23, 39, and 55 points, and 105, 131, and 200 minutes and penalties. And that 74 campaign proved he could make it in the NHL with 24 goals and 11 points in the playoffs. Now, with the Rangers in 74, he had his first NHL goal with a goal and assist in 2 contests. 75, mostly defensive forward, with a 0 plus minus, 5 goals and 1 assist for 6 points with 66 minutes and penalties. Now, 76 campaign, he played with St. Louis and the Kings, and became one of the top players in the Kings' overall, what they call playoff drives. Now, he played on the 1970 Omaha team that won the CHL regular season title. He won both the CHL Adams Cup with Omaha and the AHL Calder Cup with Buffalo in 1970, despite only appearing in only one playoff game for Buffalo. So you're never going to see that again, 2 minor league titles in the same year. Now, he played also on the 71 Omaha team that won the CHL regular season title. He won the CHL Adams Cup back-to-back, of course, with Omaha in 71. Now, when he ended up in LA, he became, again, one of their top protectors. He led LA with 127 minutes and penalties in 77 and 78, and he was named LA's most aggressive player for 77-78 award, the first ever presentation of that team trophy. He also played on the 81-82 Salt Lake team that won the CHL regular season title. He was voted a Mr. Hustle by Salt Lake fans for 81-82, and he was also inducted posthumously as one of the charter members of the Shelburne District Sports Hall of Fame in 2013. When people were putting together that Hall of Fame, ladies and gentlemen, I noticed for a fact he was one of the first names that came up. So good on the people of Shelburne to recognize such a great player. Now, final NHL totals: 478 games, 81 points, 646 minutes of penalties, 37 goals, Stanley Cup, 2 assists in 21 games. Now, when he was traded by the Rangers, one of the biggest trades that the Rangers put together and led again to a Stanley Cup appearance. On June 1875, he was traded by the Rangers with Teddy Irvin and Jerry Butler to St. Louis in exchange for Billy Collins and John Davidson. Now, on March 6, 76, he was traded by St. Louis with the NHL rights of Kurt Brackenberry to LA for future considerations, what ended up being cash. On June 6, 1980, he was traded by the Kings with Randy Holt in exchange for Gary Younger. And November 1st, 81, he signed with St. Louis as a restricted free agent. Now, his full name at birth was Bertwin Hilliard Wilson, and no wonder he was called Belting Bert, because he got a nice right hand. I know this for a fact. Now, he missed part of the 81 season with an elbow infection that led to hospitalization in February 81. Some people were scared for his health. He did recover, but he did miss the remainder of the 81 playoffs with an eye injury, suffered when hit by a stray stick in what would prove to be his final NHL game, Game 1 of a second-round playoff series for Calgary against the Flyers. Now, he was a original Calgary Flame. They may sound kind of weird because Atlanta had moved, but again, he put up some decent numbers that year: 12 points in 50 games, and also 94 minutes in penalties. Now his last two campaigns were with Salt Lake, where he put up some really decent numbers: 24 points in 83, 29 points in 82. Again, a very solid forward. Now, the WHA had really looked at him twice. He was selected by the LA Sharks in the 72 NHL WHA draft, their first ever draft in February 72. He was also selected by the New England Whalers in the 73 WHA draft of established pro players. Now, he was very dedicated to Shelburne as he worked on his family farm during off seasons of his playing days. Now, that 200 minutes in penalties was second overall in the AHL in 74 for Providence. Now, he did give it one last shot to make the NHL. He attended Edmonton's 81 training camp as a trial basis, but did not make the team. Now he also played in the 74 Calder Cup Finals with Providence, scoring 11 points in 15 games. He also considered retiring in 81 until he was offered a contract by Emile Francis to sign with St. Louis. So overall, like I said, a very strong career in hockey. When you look at a player's overall career, the numbers don't tell everything. He was basically, not say a goon, not say a pure enforcer, but when he skated, like I said, he was dynamite. Kind of comparable, a Jimmy Roberts, Rick Chartraw, but the problem is with those Kings years, ladies and gentlemen, they had the team to make it. Like in 77, they made it to the quarterfinals as they did in 76. But like I said, it was rough back then. Kings were definitely a top 5 team, but they were facing different roadblocks later on, including the Toronto Maple Leafs. So, ladies and gentlemen, Bert Wilson, a life in hockey that's really missed. But like I said, 42, 43, that's no life for any good guy like him, especially somebody who's putting into 16, 17 years of pro hockey at an elite level, and major junior, of course. So if you like what we're doing here, ladies and gentlemen, give us a like, comment, or subscribe. If you're a fan of the Providence Reds or Bert Wilson, let me know what's your memory of Bert and Providence and with the CHL and EHL championship teams he was on. Thanks for listening. Bye.